El Tiempo, like, send us a little margarita machine. We have something here.
Just
What are
send
we
us.
doing?
You know what? If you don't want to send the machine, just send us a couple of samples, maybe a couple of jugs.
Yeah,
We're not picky. We're not picky.
we're
A couple
not.
airline miles.
We're
Bada bing, bada
yeah.
boom.
Throw some points our way. I don't
All
know,
right,
maybe.
whatever. All right, let's get this done. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond Podcast here on the Apollo Podcast Network. Brian LaLima, ApolloDez, Josh Stroh's here with you. Follow us on Twitter at ApolloDez1, at BLima790. And Josh, what's your Twitter handle? At Josh Stroh's, right?
At Josh Stroh's 1.
Okay, at Josh Stroh's 1, and of course at Apollo HOU. Boys, it is playoff time in Houston. The Astros wrapped up the regular season last night on a Wednesday as we record this podcast on a Thursday. The Astros 106-56 for the season to the number one seed in the American League. They play Tuesday, October 11th at home, game one of the ALDS against either Toronto or the Mariners. Those wild card series start on Friday, and they are going to be absolutely fucking bananas.
Yeah, it's been damn good baseball. Winner go home, 3-game set. That's what playoffs are all about. So the wild card now being the 3-gamer is interesting. We're going to see kind of the ripple effect of that going into the DS. But for now, we have a weekend to breathe before we get the stress of October and the anxiety that comes with that. So those teams, you play 162 to get in, then you got to turn around and win a 3-gamer. That's tough. Yeah. So it's going to be damn good baseball, though. It really is.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's the best time of the year. October's here. Playoffs are here. Throw out everything. It doesn't matter. Grab you a pumpkin spice latte. It's playoff time in Houston. AL runs through Houston.
The AL runs through Houston. Yesterday at the game, and we'll jump into the Q&A here in a sec, but yesterday being game 162, a day game, the game means absolutely nothing for both teams. It was the most spring training exhibition regular season game of all time, where like the chatter from the stands where people were just like having a conversation and talking, like the baseball game was just there happening. Yeah. Obviously, it was a damn good game. Framber doing Framber things. He's getting back on track. I love Dusty giving Tuck that little standing O, let him come off the field in the second. Just little things like that. It was cool to be at the park, but also I've seen it on the in the Twitter streets. I had one of them El Tempo margaritas, dude.
Do they slap?
Bro, hold on. First off, here's the veteran move you got to do.
Yeah.
You ask for a half and half. You have half on the rocks, half frozen. It's game changer. You do that anywhere. That you should be doing that as a margarita connoisseur.
Right.
But we had one of those. There's no way. And I'm only looking at one person. That's Mr. Kush. There's no way he's had 3. There's just no way.
Are they that strong?
Bro, they potent.
They hit.
Jet fuel.
I hear and I read that those things are really, really good, first of all. But second, they sneak up on you and they kick your ass after one.
Oh yeah. No free ads, but yeah, they're good.
And
send us a check. Hey, El Tiempo, like send us a little margarita machine. We have something here.
Just
what are we doing?
You know what? If you don't want to send the machine, just send us a couple of samples, maybe a couple of jugs. We're not picky. We're not picky.
We're
a couple
not.
airline miles. Bada boom.
Throw some points our way. I don't know.
Right,
maybe.
Whatever. Yeah. All right, let's get this done. Kush said he's had 3.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
As the kids say, stop capping, Kush.
Cap, bro.
Yeah, there's no way. He may have 3 of those like tall, sugar-filled, half-ass, frozen margaritas that have like barely any alcohol in it.
But these are jet fuel.
Really?
These are jet fuel. Speaking of Kush, we'll just start off with him on our Q&A, our fan Q&A.
I look forward to knocking down a few of those, or at least one of them. We'll try. We'll try one.
Grandpa Brian, you're going to have one.
Oh, dude, it's October, brother.
Okay, Q&A. We'll just start with Kush since we're talking about him.
Is it the trade deadline again?
Maybe. Huh. Do y'all see Lance possibly coming out of the pen in the DS, depending on who we play, or is he the certified third starter?
He's the third starter.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the angle of doing that, but he's your horse. I mean, he's your third starter. He's fresh legs, fresh arms, and he's filthy right now. Like,
yeah,
If they weren't as deep as they are, then maybe. But like,
Yeah,
they
Right.
have plenty of other options.
correct. Yeah, you have the option to go Javier or Brown to be that bridge guy.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense though. I mean,
but what Hunter Brown has done this season,
God.
and then with a couple of starts, and then coming out of the bullpen, like there's your bridge guy. I mean, that dude's electric for 3 straight innings coming out of that bullpen. So yeah, I think Lance McCullers is your certified number 3. And then also let's not forget about Christian Javier, who, I mean, arguably could be your number 3 guy. He could be your number 4 guy, but at the very least, he's a damn good option out of the bullpen.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next one. This is from Jay Arnold, our guy, college football guy. If there is one lower seeded team y'all see making a deep postseason run, who would that be?
I'm gonna go an unpopular name here. We talked about it this morning on the Sean Salisbury show, but I'm going with the Cleveland Guardians.
It's on Salisbury's show at 790 from 6 to 10.
Yeah, 6 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, Sports Talk 790, or on your iHeart Radio app, or say, hey, Alexa, turn on Sports Talk 790.
It's a consummate pro. Just a consummate pro.
I'm going to say the Cleveland Guardians. They've got really good
Ooh.
pitching. They have the best closer in baseball, in Clase, who I think he had like 43 saves. It's an unpopular name. I get it, meaning the team. But if there's a lower seeded team, I would probably say it's the Cleveland Guardians.
That's kind of sneaky sexy.
And then who's the third baseman? Jose Ramirez?
Yeah, he's
Right.
a dude.
He's
a
pretty
dude.
damn good. And they've got a veteran manager in Tito Francona, so
That's a huge thing.
Yeah, that's
a huge thing. People
He's
haven't
been there.
really. He
Right.
knows how to win.
been there, done that. So
Tito knows how to win.
that's my lower seeded team that and honestly, we had, I'd seen a little bit about their pitching staff over the last couple of days, and then we hit on it this morning, and I started digging into more of the numbers and stuff. And then you look at what their pitching staff has done. I think they're ranked, like they're number 4 right now in all of baseball, rotation wise, if I'm not mistaken. They're top 5 at least. And then Clase on the backside, like that's kind of scary. They're on the opposite side of the bracket, of course, but that's my team. That's who I'm riding with if we're doing a lower seed. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, they're 3 seed, but I'm going to follow suit, and I'm going to do 3 seed as well, but on the other side, the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just this blood magic year. They have the Phillies in the first round. Obviously, then they get to play Atlanta. Like, the Cardinals with Waino and Yachty and Pujols.
They're gonna stomp the Phillies.
Oh, yeah, they're stomping the Phillies. But, like,
Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado on the corners for that team.
God,
I mean,
so
my
good.
God, man.
When you make those trades as a GM, this is what you expected, and it turned out like the way they wanted to. Like, you have 2 guys on the corners that respectively are stealing MVP votes from each other on the NL side. So that's my sneaky deep team. Obviously the chalk with the 1s and 2s, they're really damn good. All these teams are good. But yeah, I think it's the Cardinals on the other side.
Josh, look up Goldschmidt's stats real quick for us. Like they're gaudy. Like they're stupid.
He stepped out to take a call. We'll circle back to it.
Oh, okay.
The next question is from Birds of the Word. What's y'all's message to the fans of 2022 spent most of the time complaining and being negative about the team and team management / leadership? Oh, buddy. Buckle up, everyone.
I'm going to let you
Ryan's on
take that one.
case.
No, I'm going to let you take that one.
Look, I'm only going to say 106 wins is a lot of wins. It's a lot of times to just enjoy it and be happy.
Second all time in franchise history for wins, 106 wins. I mean, that's
you can see just the you can see the smoke coming out of your ears right now.
It's like Aaron Rodgers spelled it out, RELAX. Let's relax. Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, because I as a fan as well, I think we as a fan base take this golden age of baseball for granted. I like the window for the Astros is still open, and it will be for a couple of years, but I think there might be somewhere in the future, there might be a somewhat down year. So let's have some fun. Let's enjoy it. Okay. I just asked the fans, when you're at Minute Maid Park for whatever playoff game you're at, I swear if I hear one person tell me or anybody that I'm with, just anybody, if I hear one of y'all tell me to sit down because I'm standing and cheering, I'm going to throw my El Tiempo margarita on you. and those are expensive. It's not a country club. Okay.
Yeah.
Stand up, cheer your ass off, Have a couple of
Be
adult
fucking
beverages.
loud.
Be loud, and let's enjoy this run because the Astros have the best team in the American League.
Next question from our boy Dex. Who should Astro fans be rooting for to come out of the NL?
Oh, dude, the NL is a fucking gauntlet, bro. Just take for instance that Phillies and Cardinals series. Like the Phillies could pull one out of their ass, take the Cardinals to a three game set, and beat them. And then you look at the Braves and the Dodgers and the Padres and the Mets. I mean,
Padres Mets gonna be a war.
That's gonna be all I know is we talked about it last episode. The Braves are the team that I think is going to come out of the NL. But if I were the Braves and the Dodgers, you can't look past any of the teams that they're going to face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
who should we root for? I mean,
the Phillies, really.
Yeah, the Phillies.
Really,
the 6 seed. But that means they're the hottest team.
Exactly.
And they're NL
That's
East.
another national.
That's another NL East hot team.
That if the Phillies come out for some reason and get to the World Series, then that means they are full on the Nationals in 2019 and the Braves in 2021, and that is a fucking scary thing, and I don't like
it. Next question. We'll start going pretty quick.
Okay.
From our great designer, Berto. Is this Astros team a dynasty with a World Series win this year? Oh, excuse me. Is this Astros team a dynasty? That's how you're supposed to say that word. Dynasty.
A dynasty. Okay. Are they a dynasty if they win the World Series?
No.
You
need not. 3.
No, you need 3 and 4. Yeah, exactly. You need 3. Like,
I mean, we're an American League dynasty, but
right. Look at the Yankees back in the 90s. Like that was a dynasty.
Yeah.
Right. You can even make a case that the Giants, like all their did the Giants win it in odd years or even years?
They won the even years, 10, 12, and 14. You can consider them a dynasty?
I would call that a dynasty.
Even though it's over 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you have 3 in your streak, that's a dynasty.
3 World Series wins in 6 years is pretty damn good.
Yeah. And also would say at that point, I'm not even throwing the dynasty word around. I'm just saying this is their era.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at dynasty, bro?
Can we see dynasty on a shirt, please, Berto?
All right. With the way the new DS series is set up, how impactful would it be to carry a guy like Hensley over another pin arm? Will they avoid using a left-handed relief pitcher even against a DS team with lefties and focus on reverse splits guys, considering other teams also might have an extra bench guy? This is a great question for Playoff P.
It's a really good question.
I think carrying a guy like Hensley is sharp. Is a guy that can play multiple positions. He flat out hits. Like,
yeah,
it's not a flash in the pan with the rookie coming up. The dude breaks.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't think there's enough data on him for other teams to find his weakness yet.
There's not. Yeah,
like there is on Pena.
And will they avoid a left-hander? Like, so this is the Will Smith question. Is Will Smith on? I think he's on against the Mariners. I don't think he's on the playoff roster if it's the Blue Jays. Just because there's not a pocket of lefties on the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Blue Jays are right-handed heavy.
They're right-handed, you know.
Right. I don't know. I just think, me personally, I think Will Smith's going to be on the postseason roster regardless, just because of the veteran leadership, and he's been there, done that. Yeah, he's been in high leverage. I mean, look at how many high leverage situations he's been in. He's pitched pretty well down the stretch. We looked up his numbers, I think, last week or week prior. He had a couple of rough outings. I mean, of course, he gave up the combined no-no the other night, gives up 3 straight singles, but then comes back and strikes out 3 in a row. I think just that alone, with him being in the World Series, winning a World Series, pitching his ass off in playoff series, been there, done that. You couple that with Christian Vasquez, who's won World Series with Boston. It just goes right back into what the Astros known, and that's October. The more veteran and playoff experience on the team and in that bullpen is gonna pay off. So I think Will Smith is on regardless.
And he doesn't walk anybody.
If he's on, he's the last guy on, I think. I really do.
Yeah, I think Maton's not going to make it.
I think it's either him. I think it's Phil or Will at that last spot.
I don't think Maton will make it. I think they'll put Will on before him.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's going to be a lot of guys off the roster that would start on other teams. That's just how deep we are this year.
Yeah, that's
this is from George, Astros UK. He has 3 or 4. What situation usually you see your kitty in October, and are you worried about his form?
Man,
I'm not worried.
Yeah, I'm not worried, but what role are they going to use him in?
I think he's 3 innings out of the bullpen.
I'm worried if he's a pin guy.
He's a cleanup guy.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think I am worried if he comes out of the pen. He could
give him a start. I'm totally okay with it.
I would rather him be like the opener type guy if that's what they planned on doing. Have him throw 3 innings, just empty the tank, and then pass the rock to somebody else. I don't like him out of the pen.
Yeah.
I think I think the only time we see him this postseason is in a game we're losing. Eat innings. I think that's his role.
Like your Greinke?
Yeah, like you're down by 2. The game might be down by 2 or 3. Game might be lost, but like you don't want to burn your high leverage arm, so you throw him out for 3 innings. Hopefully he keeps it close and you come back. But if not, then he still eats innings.
That's a good take. Does Seth Martinez get any kind of look?
I think he's off the roster.
I think he's on the taxi squad just because how deep this team is.
There's just too many other options. And Seth, that's nothing against. That's nothing against.
Good.
Yeah, there's nothing against Seth Martinez. He pitched well, but I just think the Astros have too much.
Another question from George. Is it simple as if Jose Altuve goes, the offense goes with him? I think
yes,
100% that.
That's how it was in 2017.
You go, we go 2-7. That should be the phrase.
Jose Altuve just had the most quiet 300 season with an OPS
900 OPS.
It's like 925 or 924 or whatever. 28 bombs, I think, or 20 somewhere in the 20s. Yeah, if he goes, we go.
Yeah, 28.
28, yeah.
28 bombs, 921 OPS.
Yeah.
He morphed again. Like we've seen 3 phases of Altuve. We've seen the get a lot of hits, high average, not power guy. We've seen the power, the OPS numbers with the average down. And now we have like this third version of Altuve evolution where it's a mixture of both.
3 full seasons in a row, 19, 21, and 22. He's averaged 30 bombs each season.
That's strong.
Yeah.
And then the last question from George is, will Dusty persist with Dubon?
God, I hope not.
I think there's 2 rosters. One that Dusty has and one that the front office has. And I think Dubon's on one. And I don't think Dubon is on the one that will be in the DS, if that makes sense.
Hensley should get the spot over him.
I would say, you have a Hensley, you have a Jake, and you have a Dubon kind of that last spot.
And it's, Jake for sure should get it over him.
Why, though? Why are we, and this, I'm just generally asking, why should we put Jake Myers on the postseason roster?
He's a better defender and a better hitter. And he's faster.
Is he, though? This season, is he, though?
Yes, he is.
If Jake is healthy, I think he's healthy.
He actually is. Even with how much he struggled when he first came up.
I don't think he was healthy when he came back up.
He still has better hitting stats than Dubon.
Just now?
No. The first time when he got back from.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They rushed him back way too quick.
They rushed him back. That's what I mean. I think they rushed him back. I don't think he was 100% healthy. And I think they took way too long to send it back down.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So, that was more just like we have a big lead. Let's, trial by fire. Let's see if we can figure it out on the fly.
Right.
But,
even with that, Dubon has 216 plate appearances. Jake had 160, and Jake still had a higher OPS and OPS plus. Even with him struggling, he still hit better, and he's a better defender.
The question is, if Dubon is Justin Verlander's personal fielder, right? What we've been told, you think he's on the line? He's on the DS roster because Verlander's probably pitching. He's pitching his 2 games. One in game 1 and game 5.
I think Chaz McCormick is going to start in center field game 1 of the
He should.
ALCS.
Yeah. He should.
Well, they said JV's last start, they had Chaz out there to test.
Right.
So,
which they should have been doing
I
this season.
think
Anyways, this segues into the next question. Who gets the line share of center field time, McCormick or Myers? And I think
McCormick.
We could say McCormick, Jazz. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's earned it, deserved it.
Yeah, it's his spot.
Mancini due for a playoff knock in a big moment? Question mark. I tweeted about it. The dude's been snake bit. He's hitting the fuck out of the baseball, just right at everyone. I think he breaks out of the shenanigans with a big Crawford box merchant homer.
Hot take. ALCS MVP.
You already looking ahead? Wow. So that's
Just
sassy.
saying.
That's sassy. I'm worried about the DS.
Well, there aren't DS MVPs to give out, so.
On Beyond the Diamond, there's a DS MVP. So, question: Altuve postseason home run champ. Does he chase down Manny? I think he's six away.
How many?
I think he's 6 away from Manny Ramirez's all-time playoff home runs. God, that's gonna make everyone furious. I would say that's bigger than 60, 61. Some would say.
Some would say.
Some would say.
Manny Ramirez is at 29. Jose Altuve is at 23.
Brian, Altuve had 7 home runs this over.
7 bombs, dude, in October. I'm gonna say yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Wow.
That's
just playing the parade.
I mean, he's gonna pass it, but
for sure. If Altuve hits,
if he hits 7, that's deep World Series run.
If he that's the whole thing. Is if the Astros get to the World Series, you mean to tell me that dude's not going to hit at least 2 in the DS, at least 2 in the CS, and 2 in the World Series? If he doesn't, then then
we didn't go deep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Quick aside, Pujols is at 19 and Springer is at 19. So they can pass each other.
This is from Spaceman, aka Copier Colin. How impactful is a bullpen going to be?
I mean, huge. It's going to make the big difference between last year and this year.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think, dude, they have so many weapons, man. Like, if you can get from your starters, if you can get 6 innings, like, think about that. How short is the leash in the postseason with starters? Like, sometimes we don't see starters go past twice through the opposing lineup. That's usually like 4 or 5 innings. If you can get 6 strong from somebody, the Astros have so many different options in the bullpen. Hunter Brown, Hector Neris, Rafael Montero, Ryan Presley, Ryan Stanek. I mean, Will Smith, if Maton's on there. I mean, I can go on and on. And then you got Luis Garcia that is probably going to be in the bullpen. Christian Javier. I mean, everybody I just named that, and obviously whatever guys are going to be on the roster, like, that just makes it easier for the starters.
Yeah, it gives the starters more freedom to just gas it out. They don't have to worry about. They can just go all out.
Empty the tank.
I think you have a unique build this year with the rotation where your front 2 guys are horses. They're going to let JV go a third time through, and they're definitely going to let Framber go a third time through if they're on, right? Like, if Framber's walking, 6 guys, obviously he's going to be pulled. So, essentially in those 2 starts, you can close a game with a piggyback guy, or you do your pin for those 2 games, and then your games 3, 4, 5, or I guess 3, 4 in this scenario, you can go piggyback, and your bullpen's being rested then. You know what I mean? Like, you can really pick and choose when you want to deploy the best bullpen in baseball.
I think it's going to come down to Dusty, his feel for when to pull somebody and when to go with the hot hand or when to go with the proven arm in the bullpen.
Yeah.
This is from JP. Shout out to Rockets. Our Rocket side, go check them out. The Summit Boys. Worst possible matchup for ALDS. And is Garrett Cole the greatest motivational speaker of all time?
Dude, Garrett Cole is such a pussy. he is such a pussy.
We'll have to bleep that one, Josh.
Sorry. He is, just go ahead and cut that completely and I'll start over again.
No, you can just keep it. Just bleep it out. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, Garrett Cole is, did y'all hear the full speech?
I just saw the very beginning of the tag.
This morning. So basically he says he's like, guys, Trevi and Higgy, and, we've been here And thanks for hanging in with me and holding on. Now let's go do this thing. And they all like start clapping. And then we played it this morning on the show, and we said we did Garrett Cole's, and then we switched over and we played Justin Verlander's, and Justin Verlander's like real definitive, right to the point, and then he drops like 5 or 6 emphatic F-bombs, like fuck this, fucking this, fuck that. And then on the flip side, Garrett Cole's like, Wiggy and G-Dog and Trevi, thanks for hanging in. Let's let's go do this.
He's like a SoCal kid. He's just he's too chill about it.
You know what it reminded me of?
It did not make me want to go run through a wall. Like
it reminded me of like those break rooms in corporate America where it's like that coworker you don't really know. It's like their birthday and everyone's just like, happy birthday. Like, like you're just like, you don't want to be here. It's like a $5 HEB cake. Like you're just like, happy birthday. Like it's just like let's just get the hell out of this break room.
I mean, dude, it was it was very, very uncomfortable. I mean, I can play the audio if y'all want.
You have it
on me play it
on you?
I do. It's on my phone. Do you want me to play it?
Play it.
Okay, let me get it.
And then they answer the worst possible matchup. Everyone's good in October. For me, it's the Mariners because I'm going to be trolled to oblivion if we play them and then sweep them.
Can y'all hear this?
It's a little overwhelming. I want to thank Trevi and Higgy. I thought it was really magical that we were kind of able to split it between the two of you. You guys have been there every step of the way, along with really everyone else in this room. To steal a line from Big G, thanks for hanging in there with me, and let's get this done. Let's get it.
Hell yeah, brother! Hell yeah, I'm ready.
It's like golf clap.
Dude, I'm about to break through this brick wall. It's got me bricked up.
Let's let's get it done. Let's get it done. I'll tell you what, dude. Yeah, that brick wall right there. Like, I want to take this TV back here. I want to rip it off the wall. I want to throw it out the window, and then I'm going to jump off the building to grab it and then bring it back up and reattach it. That's how pumped and psyched I am after hearing Garrett Cole.
Just psyched.
Just jacked,
bricked
dude.
Up. Do you blokes think Altuve will pass Manny Wood on the postseason home run list? We answered that. Brian thinks so. I don't. I think he gets close.
Do you blokes think Jose Altuve is going to get it done?
In it,
bro.
Oh, here's another one. Do you think Altuve breaks the playoff home run? You know what? I'm back on the train. Altuve breaks the home run record.
What is he saying? You sandbagging son of a bitch.
You save it. It's wedding season. Do you think Hunter Brown locks himself onto the opening day roster spot for next year with a solid postseason?
It doesn't matter if he has a solid postseason or not. My man is on the opening day roster.
Dang, man. I agree. That's from Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
It's from RJ Ochoa. What would be the best and worst ways to win it all? Like, what would be the most and least satisfying? Oh man, winning it all just beat.
I don't care how
just win.
I don't give a shit how you get it done. Just get it done. Like, just get it done. RJ Ochoa, that's the one. He covers the Cowboys, right?
Log of the Boys. Good friend of the program.
Log of the Boys. Yeah, man. I don't care, man. Just get it done. Just win. However,
I think least satisfying is I'm stuck in Mexico and the parade is happening. That is the least satisfying thing.
Yeah, least satisfying is if for some reason we miss it or something.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if they want to throw us a couple spots on the parade bus, just the fourth bus.
Yeah, right.
Not with Braggs, not with Altu, not in the. This is the last bus. The
bus after the clubbies.
Yeah. Let's just bust them with the boys.
I like it.
You down for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on the bus with Willie, the groundskeeper.
Ooh.
That's what I want to be on the bus with.
Swept them hoes.
This is more of a statement than a question from Craig. You just need to know who the inaugural annual dog of the year is. We'll get to that. And then why all the Dusty hate? This is the last question. Love to get your perspective.
I don't know. I don't know why there is so much disdain for Dusty Baker. I don't understand it. 106 wins. He's been to an ALCS in a funky COVID year. He went to the World Series last year, and he's got the number 1 seed in the American League, arguably one of the best teams in baseball. I don't understand it, and I never will. Like, it's simply put as that.
He's made some like moves where you're like, why are you doing that?
But
that's only an issue if you don't win 106 games. If you win 106 games, then you're like, okay, I don't care. But if they were like won like 88, then I could see like, oh, well, maybe they should have done this or whatever. But
but
they won.
But every manager makes moves that we don't understand. Like AJ Hinch had his fair share. Yeah, you know, Larry Dierker, I'm sure, had his fair share when the Astros were winning all the NL Centrals. And I don't get, like, that's what makes it even crazier. The Astros, 106 wins. The most games they lost in a row was like three or four max. And like, so they've won so many games, and people still found ways to complain. It'd be different if we were the Miami Marlins or the Kansas City Royals, or the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
All those teams are awful.
I think the big thing, and I think you nailed it, but also just the sport is so long, right? Like, we started literally this journey this year with the lockout and everything. So you had this hunger. You also lost the World Series. You also had your franchise shortstop leave. And so you had just all these things and all these questions. And then this team goes out and performs and wins 106 games when everyone projected them to be in the low 90s. So obviously they've already exceeded expectations, but baseball is just such a long sport, and we're on Twitter. It's just so easy to be negative, I guess. But I think just enjoying what this era is, like, you got to just take it for what it's worth. Like, 106 wins is crazy. 106 wins with this team is absurdly crazy.
Our coaching staff should win some awards.
100%.
I don't know Dusty specifically, but like the pitching coaches, like,
yeah,
they've done some crazy stuff with some players that should not have been as good as they are.
And with all the different lineups too, like, he's going to have a set lineup he's going to run out in the playoffs. And we win it all, we can look back and say, man, giving all these guys different scenarios to be in, or days off when, you know, they have a hot hand. Like, this is the freshest this team has ever been going in October, like, bar none.
What were the concerns coming into the season? The Astros lose Carlos Correa. Who's going to play shortstop? How is Jeremy Pena going to play? What are we going to see from Justin Verlander? Is he going to be Justin Verlander? You know, is he going to be on a innings limit? When does Lance McCullers come back and pitch? Who's going to play center field? Is Jordan going to be able to stay healthy? Who's going to be the backup pitcher?
Going to emerge?
Right. Like, look at all those concerns. Look at all those concerns. And look what Dusty Baker has done. Like, he should be the AL Manager of the Year. 106 wins, best team in the AL. Why would you not give it to him? So everything, like, and I understand that he doesn't play the game, but he manages. He holds the locker room or the clubhouse together. Guys look up to him. Guys rely on him. So all the success, where does it start? It starts at the top, right? It goes from Jim Crane to James Click. On the field stuff is Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker should 100% win Manager of the Year in the AL. Like, there's no questions asked. Like, who else is going to get it? Not going to be Aaron Boone.
It's going to be Hyde from the Orioles.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a fair one, but they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, I know what he did turning that season around for those guys, but they didn't do anything. Yeah. They missed the playoffs.
He'll be in top 3 for sure.
Yeah, Scott Surface for the Mariners, first time in 21 years. You can make a case for him, even though I think he's a jackass.
Yeah,
you know, but
at the end of the day,
it goes back.
Wins.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It goes back to the question that we were originally asked in the Q&A. Why the hate? I don't know. 106 wins. 106 wins.
And there's never been, yes, we've talked about the lineup too. Like, obviously, like, Chas should have been the guy in center field. right? Like we can totally agree on that. There's Dubon's here it is. But other than like that, and then giving guys time off and giving them, I don't know, a breather, like that's what we're gonna hang our hat on to be like upset about. Yes, there's been some decisions, but who over 162 any man decisions that doesn't do that. But we don't have a like a situation with La Russa where there's guys stands yelling at, telling him to pinch run a guy, and then he does that. You know what I mean? There's not
right.
The circus isn't running the show, like so. I think at the end of the day, you just got 106 wins. By your skipper, like they didn't win 106 wins, like despite them. Like
you know what?
Wins.
Think about it. Think about it this way. You talked about Chas McCormick should have been the guy, right? And people were a little upset about Dusty Baker not playing him and so forth and so on. We know everything that came with that. Think back to 2017. Think back to the playoffs when George Springer couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Do you remember that? And then he came alive in the World Series. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone was questioning.
People forget.
Why was
he was over 5?
Everyone was questioning why are you keeping AJ Hinch? Why are you keeping George Springer in the leadoff spot? Why? Now take this for fruition, or not fruition, just take it for what it is. Imagine if George Springer never came out of that slump and he was like 1 for 20 in the World Series and they don't win it. Then what? Do you criticize AJ Hinch for not moving him down, or do you say, hey, AJ's trusting his guys? Like what's the narrative then?
Yeah.
And now, like that's where I compare those two. Yeah, okay. Dusty Baker was riding with a different guy rather than Chas McCormick. On the flip side, look what AJ Hinch did. That's where I go back to managers are all different. Managers are different in their own right, and they all do different things, and they all do things that make us scratch our head. But at the end of the day, what has Dusty Baker done? This team has won 106 wins.
Yeah.
106.
I think this is the cherry on it series, and this is the opportunity year to do it. You don't get to win in October. You got to get really a lot of breaks along the way, and you got to get the ball to bounce your way. You got to get a lot of little things right. And I think one big thing going in is team health that you can control, and the way you build a team. And I think the way they built this team is the pitching and defense, right? Yep. That we've said it multiple times on the show that will travel in October. And 2, the health of this team. Like this team's, besides the wear and tear of 162, there's no lingering injuries right now. The JV calf question mark is not there. Framber's form, he looked good yesterday. He's back. Like you have all these different things of just like, okay, we controlled what we could control. Now let's go out and play, and let's go out and win. So that's just the big thing when it comes to October. And now you just hope you catch lightning and bottle offensively, bats stay hot, get hot, and then have the ball bounce your way. Because if you look back in 17, ball bounced our way. 18, ball didn't bounce our way. We weren't healthy. 19, they just got it done. 20, we dug ourselves in a big hole and we came all the way back, forced a game 7, and a year we probably shouldn't even been in the playoffs.
Right.
In that COVID year. And then 21, if you're playing for a World Series, like you take that. You just absolutely take that, and then hopefully luck's on your side.
So Carlos Correa and Jeremy Pena ended the season with exactly 136 games played, exactly 22 home runs each.
Oh my God!
Correa ended with 1 more RBI, 64-63. Pena had 11 steals. Correa had 0. Correa did have a higher OPS, 834 to 715, and but Pena had a higher defensive WAR. So that's pretty good for $34 million less.
And one of them is headed to the playoffs, and the other is headed to the Dior store.
I actually camped out at the Dior store yesterday to see if I could find him.
Did you find him?
No, I didn't. No.
You found that shirt though, did
yeah, from Dior.
You found that shirt though.
I did.
Friday came early, boys.
Weekend's here. The weekend is here.
UT and OU, baby.
Oh, we gotta do dog of the week. Dog of the week real quick. Who was it?
We got the dog of the week
next time.
Dog of the week. We'll do dog of the year on Monday. But dog of the week real quick before you got to go. Dog of the week. Dog of the week. So the fourth inaugural dog of the week. This is our fourth one, correct?
Correct.
We've had Hunter Brown,
dog.
Kyle Tucker,
dog.
Jose Altuve,
dog.
And now we're going to give it to Ryan Stanek. Ryan Stanek, dog of the week.
Ryan Stanek, congratulations.
We will ship you our gift card to Starbucks. It will go to your P.O. box, and you'll get your trophy.
Yes.
Later on in November.
Fourth annual inaugural dog of the week. Ryan Stanek.
Yeah.
Ryan Stanek.
Let me read these stats to you real quick before we get out of here. Ryan Stanek tossed another scoreless inning. This was last night, which was Wednesday, game 162. He finished the season with a 1.15 ERA, 62 Ks in 54 2/3 innings pitched in 59 games. He was scored on in just 7 games. His runs allowed by month, he gave up 2 in April, 0 in May, 0 in June, 3 in July, 2 in August. One of them was earned. And then September and October combined, he gave up 1. So, man, you know what? He had a really bad month in July. He gave up 3 runs. Bro.
Dog.
And he was not an all-star.
Not an all-star. That's crazy.
Before, dude, he gave up 2 runs in the months of April, May, and June.
You know what? We could pitch this to him next time he's in here. We should be his arbitrators for this upcoming season. Like, let us handle negotiations.
Right.
You know, like, hey, we'll get you the bag. We can throw
a couple points
our way, some points,
couple airline miles.
Airline miles.
You're gonna be out there dating with some Cuban guy, you know. Dog of the week. Dog of the week. Oh, yeah. I help you.
There we go. We found it.
There we go. Dog of the week, Ryan Stanek. One more time for the dog of the week.
Congratulations, Ryan Stanek. On the
there we go.
Fourth annual inaugural dog of the week.
Next episode.
Stay tuned Monday for dog of the year.
Monday's
and our award show.
We've got an award show. We've got dog of the year. And all I know is it's October. And all I know is if you aren't tuned in to Apollo HOU with this run in October, you better buckle up. You better tune in. You better follow, like, subscribe, whatever, do everything. We're going to have apparel dropping. We're going to have watch parties. We're going to have boots on the ground. Okay.
Boots on the ground.
We are, what is it? Yeah, that's right.
Dialed.
Dad's on the street.
Dialed
on the street. Sorry.
Dialed.
We got new equipment that Dez and I are going to test out. We're going to float around Lincoln Park. We may have a couple of El Tiempo margaritas. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Just be
dog of the week.
Just be dialed in for Apollo HOU.
Dog of October.
AL runs through Houston. You heard?
Hungry dogs run faster.
You're scared by a dog.
Yeah. Dog.
Yeah.
Dog. Who let the dogs out?
Hey, real quick, Dez, I know we're on a baseball podcast. Texas OU, give me your prediction right now.
Texas 65, OU 24. I am going to be top of the Cotton Bowl. I'm going to climb on Big Tex.
I should have asked. That's it. We're out of here. We'll be back on Monday. See you later. Peace.
Pay my bill.